see. What do I know? I think the... Oh, it gets cut off. Never mind. Yeah, I got nothing.
For those wondering, Yaku does reside in Singapore, and I believe most of... Do your sisters know Mandarin? Do they?
Conversational Mandarin.
God damn it, Yaku.
They're a lot better. But look. they got C's in Mandarin, all right?
What did you get?
They didn't create me.
Go for it.
In the top right-hand corner of the map, swatting all the way in the top right-hand corner, we have the green Zerg player coming down from the land of China. He is one of the most prominent players to come out of the Chinese region, representing Team Salt, SLT. He is Hyperion.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the yellow Protoss player, hailing from the land of China, also representing the same clan. It is ReWhite, aka Yuki.
I'm actually just remembering now that Devil Sister got a C in higher Mandarin. So.
Really drew the short end of the stick on that one when it comes to which of the siblings I'm going to be casting with today. God damn it. Shaking my head, mate.
Ich kenne Deutsch.
We're gonna get through it. Honestly, this is the real reason why. This morning I actually casted the NA qualifiers by myself, and it was fine. It was fine. But like trying to handle this on my own, like I like you're not even like I just need you for emotion.
So you got me.
Look, I just need emotional support. Okay, that's what I need.
You're not looking for confidence.
Exactly.
Kibble spray's coming down.
Yeah.
The Zerg player has a bit of an idea.
He does. Or the light is being invaded by the Zerg.
Oh. What is that in Mandarin?
Hyperion.
Oh.
Oh god. Also interesting that a player called Hyperion is a Zerg player. Even though the Hyperion was the name of the battlecruiser.
It's kind of like Raynor, right?
True. Not very
There's
true.
a surprising amount of Zerg players who are named after things that you imagine more Terran.
Yeah, like Terran Lord.
Well, he means Widowmaker. That's kind of like a ghost.
Yeah, there you go. We don't know if he means Widowmaker at all, actually. We have not.
It was his profile picture for a while, so I'm assuming.
Fair enough. Boy, as the game is slowly ramping up, and oh my god, I just realized we are in a ZvP, and I cannot wait to get into this. I can't wait to see what Yuki has to offer in this matchup. We just saw what his PvP was like, but how does he approach this PvZ matchup? We do see a Void Ray first, but is he going to commit? Is he going to go double Stargate Void Ray?
That's going to be the biggest question here. Yuki, I think, from what I've been able to see from him just from those two games, not really one to stray too far from the meta, so to speak. He's very capable of reacting to what his opponents do. He's very capable of switching things up when he needs to, but if given a choice, it seems to be playing a lot more standard.
Yeah, and so far that's what we see. Like, there hasn't been any tech structure, there haven't been additional gases. So far, Hyperion has just been producing nothing but drones and queens, which, to be fair, is what you want to be doing, especially against Void Rays.
Oh, yeah. You need as much anti-air as you can muster, and you don't really have too much of it in the early game as Zerg. Thankfully, you have just enough to at least chase away the Void Ray, not before it takes out another Overlord.
Yeah, feels bad, man. The two queens from earlier were actually at the third base. They were not in position here in between the main and the natural, so they weren't here to help support these queens and push away that Overlord before it killed that. Sorry, before it killed support.
Before it killed the Overlord.
Before it killed the Overlord, yes. Sorry.
I guess. Yeah, I guess that is one of the things that that you kind of have to surrender to, right? If you notice your opponent's going to Void Ray style like this, you're not able to get as much map information as you really want. You don't really know where they're going to be coming from with their Void Rays, so you got to split up your queens like that.
Yeah, and that's why it's so important not to necessarily spread out your overlords, but to spread out your lings. That's why immediately Hyperion, he took the Zonaga towers, and immediately one of them got taken out. And would you see this mass Glaive Adept style coming out here? I said Glaive Adept, mate, this is Glaiveless. There's no Twilight Council at all.
Does he have a Twilight? He doesn't, yeah.
That's what was shocking to me. I was like, what? Okay.
This feels like a mishmash of 3 different builds. So he's going for the Mass Adepts without Glaives, but should have a Warp Prism coming out. He's also continuing to make more and more Void Rays, which is not something you see a Protoss player do if they're going to be transitioning to Adepts like this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Hyperion has to split up his army very well. He needs his queens to deal with the Void Rays. He needs his links to deal with these Adepts. These queens cannot be held up by the Adepts like this. They need to be in position. And right now, ooh, the Void Rays are going to the main base. But, oh my god, the drones? Oh, right, the Shade.
Right into the natural base. Those poor drones that were body blocked by the Spore Crawlers. A couple of them will fall. Yuki not committing too hard, not taking too many losses either. I think the important thing is he managed to keep all of his Void Rays alive.
Yeah, exactly.
And funnily enough, Yuki is a player to play a bit more like stats here, grabbing the earlier Robo Bay.
Exactly. Like, as you said, unfortunately, Hyperion didn't mineral walk the drones, which is why they were headed here in this location, which is what really threw me off. And a bunch of them did get stuck, unfortunately, so a lot of damage was done there. We do see ReWhite is going for double Stargate, is committing to +1 flyer attacks. Oh my god. And to support his army, he's not going for Storm and High Templar, he is going for Disruptors.
Basically the most effective anti-roach unit when it comes to AoE. And you really need that in the early games. You know, Hyperion is being a little bit more economic focused. He is not going for any quick roach pushes or anything like that. But that's always a possibility. You have to keep in mind as a Protoss player. You don't want to be caught with your pants down.
Yeah, this is a really bold move by Hyperion. He isn't going for an early push, right? He isn't going for like a Roach, Ravager, Queen all-in, which is what we normally see in this matchup. He's going into the later stages of the game. He's making a Hive. He's going for Spire. He's going to the late game against Yuki. He's a madman.
Absolute madman. Let's just say there's a reason why most Zerg players avoid the late game in ZvP.
It's not that great. You can definitely do it, to be fair, right? But again, a lot of Zerg players do avoid it, but instead we see Hyperion kind of embracing it a little bit. Unfortunately, we don't see any Corruptors yet. Hyperion has enough supply to make them. Like, he stats 112 out of 184. Oh my god. He's not getting supply blocked anytime soon, but he needs some Corruptors to help deal with these Void Rays.
Yeah, he's starting to bank up a lot of resources here so he can mass morph in the units he needs. I'm just looking at the army supply right now, Light, and
yeah,
I'm worried. I'm very worried that once Yuki realizes just how greedy Hyperion has been, he's just gonna pull the trigger.
Like, what is Hyperion waiting for? As you said, he has barely any army right now. He has 28 army supply. He's going for an Ultra Cavern.
That's what he was waiting for? That's what he was banking up his resources to get?
He's
getting 12 Corruptors.
Okay, thank god.
Okay.
Part of me thinks maybe he thought he needed the Hive to make the Corruptors, because he was waiting for that Hive to finish before he did anything, and finally the Corruptors are on the way.
I don't know, I want to give him a little bit more credit than that.
I know.
He's put in almost every ESL Open Cup Asia at this point, and quite a number of ESL NAs.
Oh god, I'm just teasing, but here we go, the Void Rays are here. There are a decent amount of queens, but honestly not that many. There's only 5 queens here, and here comes the main army, and what the hell does Hyperion have?
Absolutely nothing. He cannot even transfuse in time. That's how much DPS Yuki has. That's how quickly he's killing everything that Hyperion's got.
Exactly. The Zealots are just rushing on forward. There are a handful of links here. GG gets called. And ReWhite, Yuki takes game number 1.
I don't even want to call that game number 1. I feel like the game ended before it could begin. And it wasn't a rush or it wasn't a cheese or anything. That was an approximately 10-minute game that ended before it even got a chance to start. Hyperion died before he could live.
Exactly, but to be fair, like, a lot of the blame has to fall on Hyperion's shoulders there. As you said, he was banking up a lot. He had a massive bank. He was not spending it, and he had larva, he had supply. Like, yeah, there was no reason for him to be so light in army there. Just again, being very greedy, very greedy.
Unless this is to throw Yuki off. Now, they are clanmates, so I'm gonna be going with the assumption that they at least know how one another, like what the basic style that each other likes to play is. But who knows? Maybe Hyperion just wants to throw Yuki a little bit off here in game number 1. Be like, yeah, I picked macro maps. We're going into Romanticite next. Watch me be super, super greedy in macro. Wink, wink. Meanwhile, it's like, throw down Nidus.
Oh boy.
We'll see what ends up transpiring here on Romanticite. We're in the top left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the top left-hand corner. We have the green Zerg player coming down from the land of China. He is going to be representing Salt? Question mark? SLT. He is the biggest of capital ships. He is Hyperion.
And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the yellow Protoss player. We've been following him all day so far. Can he take down one of the favorites in our minds? Can he do so? It is, of course, also representing Team SLT. It is ReWhite, aka Yuki.
Yellow Chef for sure is in the chat.
Good luck for sure with your final exam. Also, I get to take this opportunity. I wanted to mention it earlier. I don't know if he's still there, but thank you so much, Some Drunk Canadian. He did subscribe with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support. We also appreciate the raid that you gave us earlier as well, as he was casting the OSC Super Series Some Drunk Canadian Cup qualifier. It is a bit of a mouthful.
To there. It kind of is, but yeah, there's a lot to look forward to there. Again, May, probably one of the most packed months when it comes to StarCraft 2 events.
Yeah, there's just...
Whether it be professional, whether it be the ESL Pro Circuit, or whether it be minor events or more online events like the OSC Super Series Subject Canadian Cup. I tried to say that as quickly as I could.
Yeah, there's a lot of StarCraft this month. We're going to be live every single day. Most days, twice. I think every single day, twice a day. Yeah, we've got a lot of StarCraft here on this channel. Again, to remind everyone, yesterday we casted the Taiwan-Hong Kong qualifier. This morning was NA. Now we're here with China. And tomorrow is Latin America, as well as Taiwan-Hong Kong Day 2, qualifier 2. So a lot of StarCraft.
And the day after that is Oceania, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Unless, wait, I think they changed the day. I'll have to double check.
Oceania is Friday and Saturday.
Oceania day 1 on Friday, and then China day 2 a couple hours after that. I think it actually begins the second Oceania ends, so.
Yeah, it's gonna be packed. So, oh boy, we'll try our best. We'll try our best to bring you as much StarCraft as possible. Meanwhile, we do see the game is slowly going underway. Once again, Yuki is going for that Stargate.
Yeah, Void Race come down once more. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, really. Again, this is how it seems Yuki likes to play, you know, doesn't want to stray too far off the meta unless absolutely forced to.
Yeah, I mean, it does stray off a little bit with that adept attack. I keep wanting to say glaive adept because
it's so natural. It comes so naturally, right?
Yeah, they go hand in hand. You know, you say one, you gotta say the other. But it was glaive less adepts. It was odd.
That somehow sounds even more unnatural.
Oh god, those poor adepts that were glaiveless. Oh no. Aye, 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 indeed. But hopefully this time Hyperion, he does respect his opponent a little bit more. That was the other thing that maybe I was thinking, is that maybe he himself doesn't think too highly of ReWhite and was like, you know, maybe slacking off a little bit, maybe being, you know, almost like Dark-esque, where Dark goes Ling Bane and he just doesn't get anti-air until he gets Hive, and then he goes Ultras, you know, because he can get away with it. Maybe he was also kind of doing the same thing, like, hey, Dark does this against Terran, I'll do the same, you know, I'll just stick with Queen Ling until I get Hive and then go Ultras. Didn't quite work out for him.
Halflings?
He had like 10
For the entire game. Oh, if that ain't a greedy Zerg player, I don't know what is.
Oh boy. Meanwhile, the first Void Ray did get pushed away here at the natural base. Not a lot of damage done there. I think he managed to get one drone. And we do have just a continuation with this, you know, more Void Rays. Still only one Stargate, though.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Yuki is one to go for double Stargates, at least not in PvZ. I do like this variation. Going for the Oracle once again. He had a lot of success with it in his PvP against ReWhite. It's got to do a whole lot more in a PvZ, right? Based on, well, we'll see. It's based on control.
Yeah, definitely. I think what's very interesting about this is that he's still like making Void Rays and he still has a decent amount of them, and again, like I'm so intrigued by how Yuki is playing this, because we just don't see this that often. He delayed it, but he is still going for double Stargate. It was just a little bit later. He prioritized the Robo more.
Yeah, prioritizing the Robo Bay and the Robo facility as well, even getting out that Oracle, digging it a little bit into his gas.
Yeah.
This is, I feel like this is the simultaneously the most dangerous, but also the most safe thing you can. Whoa! I sure you saw that Void Ray laser.
Yeah, it does. Like, honestly, it does feel a little bit unrefined. But that's what's so interesting about it. It's like, because again, like, this just isn't how a lot of the Protoss players that we're used to casting play. This is a little bit more unique for Yuki, and maybe this catches Hyperion a little bit off guard, you know, just how off balance this is. I like it.
Yeah, that's the thing about going for a rougher build like this, something a little bit less refined. Not sure where I was going with that. I was about serrated edge knives.
I was about to say, you know, me and Micah knows all about that.
Yeah, he's rough.
Good. You play your own unique style, and your opponents, they just aren't used to it. You know, just like the last game when Yuki went for Glaveless Adepts, because why not? Oh god.
It didn't even do that much damage.
It honestly didn't.
It traded very efficiently, but that's just because not a lot of Adepts died.
Exactly. And they'll be used for the later push. We do see Yuki is expanding, getting a fourth base, which is why I'm a little bit concerned. Hyperion took a very long time to get his own fourth. Right now, they're both on equal bases, on equal workers, which is terrifying for Hyperion. He is ahead in tech, like he's working on his Hive right now. But yeah, he's still also working on +1. It's very interesting.
I mean, that income advantage, is definitely reflective a bit in when you look at the army supply. Yuki ahead by about 10 army supply, which in a PvZ, you have to, carry to 1, convert the spores. It's basically having twice the army supply.
Pretty much. Oh boy, just with the value that this Protoss army has, right? The Void Rays, the Disruptor shots, the eventual Charge lots, and the Storm. Like, Yuki's getting everything that he needs. Hyperion just feels like one step behind. At least this time he is spending his resources, and, you know, he has Corruptors, he has a decent ground army, but his economy did suffer for this.
Yeah, not too badly, I would say. He, again, is pretty far behind when it comes to the economy of Yuki. At least when you consider that they're in a ZvP. He has an army that can go toe-to-toe against Yuki right now. If he gets every single parasitic bomb off, right? If he gets every blinding cloud that he needs.
Yeah.
If he's able to yoink the disruptors in time.
I mean, this is something that that Yuki may not be expecting, right? Just because Hyperion rushed Hive and we already have Vipers on the way, like those joinks, those abducts are going to be so important. Like, he needs to abduct those disruptors. Otherwise his ground army is just going to evaporate. On top of that, he also needs to power bomb the Void Rays. Otherwise, the Void Rays are going to kill all the corruptors. Like, the Vipers have a lot to do.
They absolutely do, and the number one thing they have to prioritize is staying alive more than anything else. The Void Rays are being very threatening in the skies right now. Purification Novas will be dodged, and the Disruptors are looking very exposed. One of them will land, and a whole bunch of roaches will go down with it. I think the Viper went down, Light.
The Vipers did go down. They weren't able to use any of their spells because you know what? They went in and they didn't have enough energy. They did not have enough energy for any power bombs. Every single Corruptor went down. The Disruptor shots land. The Queens are falling, and the Void Rays will reign supreme.
Just about the most perfect Purification Novas you can get on top of Queens. The Zerglings fall as quickly as they get into the fight. The roaches go down. Whoa. I don't know the rest of that. GG is called, and Yuki pulls off the upset, question mark. Takes out Hyperion 2-0, 2-0, Light.
Wow, I was not expecting that whatsoever. GG, well played. Congratulations, ReWhite. Also, I don't know if you saw, but once again, Hyperion, he had an Ultra Cavern. Like, he was so greedy teching up. Like, he was still getting +1. and bailing speed. Like, oh my god, he was just zooming on forward with the tech. He didn't have the army. He didn't have the energy on his Vipers either. We didn't see any power bombs. We didn't see any ducks. Like, oh god. GG.
I mean, he just wanted to be safe, you know, before he got those upgrades. He wanted to make sure that he had the ultras to keep him safe. He didn't get ultras. Yeah, definitely a very questionable strategy coming out from Hyperion. I imagine it's given him success in the past, right? So yes, there's got to be a reason why he's playing this style. But against Yuki specifically, he is very wise to, he seems very wise to Hyperion's ways, and he knows exactly not just what to get in order to counter that, but when to push out.
Exactly. I love that, right? I love that ReWhite wasn't being too passive, wasn't allowing Hyperion to get away with his greed and just kind of just chilling at home, macroing up, getting maxed out, and then pushing out. Like, he knew when he had the advantage, he knew when it was go time, and he was very confident with his pushes. Yeah, very impressive.
Yeah, I think he recognized, you know what, I don't even have to micro at this point. I just need to make sure my Purification Novas land. I make sure I position my army well before the big engagement. Like, you were so greedy, my pal. And as we know, greed, it is one of the sins.
Oh yeah.
Let this be a lesson to everyone watching. If you go greedy, ReWhite will come to your house with Void Rays and punish you for that.
That's a promise, mate. Oh god.
But with that, we just about are. I think we're just about out of players who we at least have some kind of familiarity with. Yeah, some kind of a connection with. We're in a little bit of uncharted territories right now, at least when it comes to the CranKy Ducklings channel and the players who we've casted before in the past. Again, this isn't. Again, I'm honestly really digging that. You know, we're not gonna be casting players like Coffee or players like XY just yet. We get to see a lot of different diverse styles come out from a lot of these different players.
Yeah, that's why I was so excited about casting these qualifiers, because for those wondering who maybe didn't watch last year, but we have been covering the B stream for the Chinese main event, and we have been able to cast, you know, players like XY and Jeshi and Jigua, and now we are here in the qualifiers. So and Coffee.
Rip Suqua.
It feels bad, man. But we're able to see like who is hot right now, right? Who is the up and comer? Who is going to advance through these cutthroat single limb qualifiers and make it up there with those more well-known names? Is it going to be ReWhite?
Is it?